We will continue with the Christmas story. Today's story is called Christmas Reflection. Snow swirled as the young woman shuffled forward, fighting to keep warm on this snowy white upon dark Christmas Eve. The cold night seemed to be winning as Patty traced a path on the sidewalk leading away from the dim illumination of town. I'm so miserable. I've got no one. Seems I've been put on this earth to suffer. Just doesn't seem worth it to go on, she thought. Shivering as the cold, biting wind pierced her loose, tattered clothing. Her frown gave way to tears as she kicked at the snow on the sidewalk, remembering parts of her painful and tormented past. An older couple cheerfully blurted as they passed heading into town. She could barely look up and nod. Patty sat on a cold, wet park bench to rest. Why do bad things always happen to me? She wondered. Everything's hopeless. The utter emptiness and depth of her depression enveloped her in an even colder darkness. Just don't care anymore. I'm so tired, she uttered. An older man approached and sat beside her. You appear to be upset. Are you okay? He asked. Things aren't going well for me right now, she offered. Patty's shy nature would normally not allow her to talk to strangers. But weary and confused, she didn't care. She figured she had nothing to lose. Sometimes I feel like life is just not worth the pain and suffering, she said in a scratchy and broken voice. I'm just tired of hurting, and the emptiness, the loneliness, she cried as she lowered her head into her hands. The depression, the utter hopelessness and despair. That's a terrible feeling, he agreed. Perhaps you have a reason to feel as you do. Have you ever felt this way? Patty wanted to know. Yes, he answered. I lost someone once very dear to me. I saw only darkness, and there were times I felt it would never end. How did you get through it? How did you go on? Patty asked. You just do. He paused. One day at a time. Each new day is another day that may be the day you find the answers you seek. Confusion, he nodded. Confusion is a signal you are about to learn something. I need to go now, Patty interrupted, pondering his statement and feeling uncomfortable. The answers are out there. I hope you find yours, he said, rising from the park bench, helping Patty up and pointing her in the direction back towards town. She walked slowly away, continuing her painful journey, seemingly to nowhere. Tired and confused, she cried out, God, why am I alive? Why can't you give me the things I need to make me happy? Nobody cares about me. Why can't you give me what I need to be happy? She cried, why? Minutes later, as she approached some retail shops next to the sidewalk, the snow stopped and the late evening skies cleared to reveal a bright full moon illuminating the cold night. It took all the energy Patty had to continue on, slowly, step by step. I wish I had what it took to be happy. Oh God, if you can't give me what I need to live, well then I just can't go on any longer. I just can't. By this time, her shallow and scratchy voice was barely audible, her freezing cheeks and eyes reddened with pain. She stopped, unable to go another step, and grabbed onto an old unlit streetlight pole. I just want something that can stop the pain. If only I could find what I need to do that. Someone please help me, Patty's cry for love echoed. Looking into the Christmas Eve night sky, she pleaded. If anyone can hear me, tell me, how do I go on? How do I go on? Please. I'm so confused, resting her head against the pole. She stared straight ahead into the store window a few feet away. Moments passed, and within her dazed and weary mind, a single thought thundered forward. A warmth went through her as she suddenly realized that a few feet in front of her, in the large plate glass store window, was the answer she so desperately searched for. The reality of that one simple yet profound thought overwhelmed her. Somehow it all made sense now. So simple yet so powerful, a genuine breakthrough. Right in front of her was the clear revelation that had overcome her. There, in the window, was the moonlit reflection of herself. She stood there hypnotized by the reflective vision, her own silhouette looking back at her. She stared in awe, realizing that she had indeed been given what she needed to survive and find happiness. She needed only to accept the Christmas gift that was right there before her eyes. Off in the distance, Patty heard the faded sound of church bells ringing, proclaiming the joy and the meaning of the season. After a few moments, with tears in her eyes, she gave thanks. We will continue with the Christmas story. Today's story is called The Holiday Show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out tonight to see the show. It's Christmas Eve, and those of us who don't like eggnog have nowhere else to go. Eggnog, what a creation that is. Personally, it's only one step up from fruitcake. Now that's another bizarre development in our revolution. There's nothing more depressing than getting a fruitcake in the mail. You get a package and are eagerly anticipating some cool gift. You open it and sigh with disappointment when you see a fruitcake. Have you ever known anyone who opened a package with a fruitcake who jumped for joy? People have to mail fruitcakes because no one in their right mind will actually buy one in a store and take it home to eat. I mailed a fruitcake once. You know when they ask you at the post office if there is anything liquid, fragile, or hazardous in your package? I had to tell the truth and admit there was something hazardous in the box. Then the clerk asked if I wanted insurance against loss or damage on the package. I said, "Are you kidding? There's no way you can damage a fruitcake. And if it gets lost in the mail, that will probably be a blessing." What's the deal with mistletoe? What is this mistletoe kissing tradition about? Is it optional? Do you only have to kiss someone if you like the way they look? What exactly are the rules? There should be a federal regulation requiring each mistletoe sold to come with a rules poster for the buyer to put up wherever mistletoe is hung. That way, awkward moments would be cut to a minimum. If you kiss someone you wanted to kiss but weren't supposed to kiss, simply say, "Sorry, I didn't know the rules." If you are not supposed to kiss someone who you don't want to kiss, and that someone is expecting a kiss, you say, "Sorry, the rules say I can't." Whatever happens, you are covered. Christmas presents, there's a real quagmire. What to buy, who to buy for, and how much to spend. All those useless little gadgets that they sell on those tables in the department store aisles at Christmas time. Nobody actually uses them. Thank goodness for eBay. You can sell that useless junk you get for Christmas on eBay and then turn around and buy other useless junk to give away next year. Some people exchange lists of what they want for Christmas. On the surface, this may seem like a good idea, but it's not. I was once part of a Christmas gift list group, and one person had anything Alabama's on her list. So I gave her a nice travel book about Alabama. Really nice with pictures and things. She looked at it and was immediately puzzled and disappointed. Turns out she wanted anything by the rock music group Alabama. Let us not forget the traditional Christmas stocking, which is a true blessing. Here you can get rid of all the small cheap leftovers and you don't even have to wrap them. Just stuff them and forget them. Seriously, folks, as far as gifts go, there is so much to choose from. There was the pet rock, Kermit the Frog, and Tickle Me Elmo. Today we have flying helicopters, an intelligent robotic talking puppy, and the Nintendo Wii electronic games. Have you heard about those Nintendo Wii iGames? A store may only get a few to sell, and they are always gone by the time you get to the store. Evidently, there are only 3 people in the world who are putting these things together in a small hut overseas. You would think someone at Nintendo would realize, hey, the stores keep selling out of these things, so maybe we should make more. They should hire that potato chip company who had the adverting slogan that said, "Go ahead and eat all you want. We will make more." Even the lottery is getting in on the Christmas gift action. Have you seen the new scratch-off gift tickets for the holidays? They have names like Winter Wonderland, Merry Money, and Jolly Holiday Bucks. And there are those who say Christmas is too commercial. I see it as a no-win situation, though. Since most of the tickets are losers, the person you give a scratch ticket to will scratch it off and win nothing. That's like giving someone a gift that doesn't work, and what's even worse, they can't return or exchange it. Christmas decorations, now that's an area which has really incorporated the latest technology. 3D holographic floating wreaths, super duper LED Santa Claus roller coaster lawn displays, and huge front yard blow-up snow globes, complete with built-in blizzards. Wow, you can't get any more Christmassy than that. All we need now is a red and green laser-lit lawn ornament Christmas tree with the words, "Don't laugh, it's paid for." Speaking of paid for, with today's economy, about the only home many people can afford is a gingerbread house. At least you could eat it before it is foreclosed. When the bank shows up to take the house, tell them we had a neighborhood party and ate it. What can the bank do? Well, that's it for me.